The CNBC ticker is sponsored by Archipelago.
Good morning. Thursday morning, the 5th of December. This is Squawk live from London. I'm Simon Hobbs, sitting in for Jeffrey Cutmore. Controversy in Paris. Jean-Pierre Raffarin's government confirms a €9 billion cash injection for France Telecom. But the indebted giant takes a risk by delaying its full capital increase. Having amassed 16% of its shares, BNP Paribas now piles the pressure on Credit Lyonnais.
Latest news we have out coming on Dow Jones Newswires from France Telecom. Good morning, everybody. I'm Guy Johnson, by the way. Hiring freeze until 2003. Will sell operations that are weak or not controlled. That's the latest from France Telecom at this hour.
World news headlines for you. Iraq has accused UN weapons inspectors of spying for the US and Israel and deliberately trying to provoke Iraqi resistance. Terrorists are thought to be responsible for a bomb attack on the Macedonian consulate in Karachi. 3 people have died at the scene. And Gerhard Schroeder has said Germany and France will send a positive message to Turkey about its bid for EU membership at the Copenhagen summit next week.
Ahead on today's show, a question not of whether the European Central Bank will cut interest rates today, but by how much. We're live from the ECB's Frankfurt headquarters with Invesco chief economist Jörg Kramer. Our guest host this morning is Nigel Bolton, head of European Equity Management at Citigroup Asset Management. Minutes past 8. Good morning if you've just joined us. This is Squawk Box, Thursday morning on CNBC, the 5th of December. International news with Serena Al-Awa.
Thanks, Simon. Good morning, everyone. Iraq has launched a scathing attack on the UN weapons inspectors, accusing them of spying for the United States and Israel. Vice President Taha Yassin Ramadan also claimed the inspectors were guilty of provocation, saying a visit to a presidential palace had been intended to trigger Iraqi resistance, giving a pretext for war. Top temperatures in Europe for you: Berlin 5, Brussels 6, Zurich 4, -1. Pretty nippy down there in Stockholm. That brings you up to date with the very latest on the world news front. Let's get back to business. Simon.
Not great weather, really, for charging on a white horse over the rooftops of the Netherlands, throwing gifts down the chimney. It is Sinterklaas Day.
Sinterklaas?
Yes. Tonight. Guy, you don't think it's today?
Well, apparently it's actually tomorrow, but it's the eve this evening, so that's what happened.
Really? I thought it was today.
Well, I was
very
corrected by our detailed research team, which came and chastised me for making an earlier mistake.
What, that ropey old load of vagabonds that puts together today's Business Europe?
That'll be the one.
Cross between goths and vampires. Well, I thought it was tonight, and as you'll be aware, that this is when the kids get the presents, either today or tomorrow, rather than 25th of December. You knew that, Nigel, didn't you?
Absolutely.
And the bad people who come through spanking naughty kids with their canes, misbehaving children possibly taken back to Spain. It all goes on in the Netherlands, as you'll be aware. 8:15, let's, what should we do? Take a break? Yes, let's take another commercial break. Pay some bills for the mighty General Electric and Dow Jones Newswires. Up after the break, we'll talk about the European Central Bank. By how much will they cut rates today? And our guest host, Nigel Bolton from Citigroup Asset Management. Thursday morning, CNBC.
I'm Axel Threlfall in Market Watch. The ECB is widely expected to cut rates, but by how much? We'll preview the decision.
And I'm Pulawan, also Miles Hayward from Mako Global Derivatives. All that on Market Watch.
8:30, good morning. This is Squawk Box live from London. Jeffrey Cutmore will be back in the chair on Monday morning. Controversy in Paris. Jean-Pierre Raffarin's government confirms a €9 billion cash injection for France Telecom. But let's catch up with the latest international news and see exactly where we are. Serena's joined us in the studio.
Thanks, Simon. Good morning. Iraq has accused UN weapons inspectors of spying for the United States and Israel. Vice President Taha Yassin Ramadan also claimed the inspectors were guilty of provocation. That brings you up to date with the very latest on the world news front. Simon.
Do you like my tie?
It's not bad, actually. Quite flashy.
Very pleased with it.
It's Elton John's tie.
It's not. Can I touch it? Can I?
Get it off. You know he's selling off all. I was wandering aimlessly through the West End. You know he's selling off his wardrobe. And I came across this shop and it was full of like heavy bouncers outside and loads of people having a great time. It's all his wardrobe's being sold.
What else did you buy, Simon?
I thought it was best in the circumstances actually to stick to belts and ties. I thought anything, other than that might be a bit risky. So there's lots of Versace belts for the ladies for Christmas.
Well, I hear some of the outfits are going for about £35,000. Begs the question, how much did he pay for that tie?
Well, full price, actually. It's not cheap, I tell you, but it is for charity. We're going to take a quick break. After that, we'll obviously hear from Siemens. They should join us on the programme, or at least the CEO, Heinrich von Plera, will join us in about 35 minutes' time. They've got their investor conference today, as you may well be aware. If you'd like to challenge or support Nigel Bolton, our guest host, Squawkbox at CNBCEurope.com. 11 minutes to the hour. 11 minutes, of course, to the start of trade this Sinterklaas Day for those of you watching in the Netherlands. Let's get out to Mann, checking in on the bond action.
Simon, very good morning to you. And traders have really been waiting for this one for some time, particularly bond traders, because they have been putting on bets for many, many months now. Guy, good morning, and over to you.
Certainly looking forward to a little bit later on, as is Axel Threlforth, who'll be taking us through all those rate decisions a little bit later on. He can barely wait, you know that. He is absolutely rip-roaring, ready to go on this particular one. In terms of the markets, we are trading up just a fraction on the CAC futures ahead of the open this morning. ThyssenKrupp as well, profits down but broadly in line with expectations. It is Sinterklaas Day, as I'm told the pronunciation is, over in the Netherlands. Well, it's this evening. Basically, everybody goes home early, and then it's Sinterklaas Day tomorrow. But Ray Frenken knows all these things. Morning, Ray.
Good morning. Yes, well, today is the eve of Sinterklaas Day, and that is the really important day for the Netherlands. A lot of Dutch kids get their presents from St. Nicholas. A lot of adults get surprise presents, and maybe we're getting a surprise present today from another Dutchman, Wim Duisenberg, who would, by the way, make a really good St. Nicholas. He has an abundance of white hair already. The only thing that he lacks is a beard. And then also keep an eye on KPN. KPN has said in the past that they are considering EU court action if the European Commission approves state aid to France Telecom. Guy.
Ray, are they taking down the open outcry thing behind you already? It sounds like they're knocking it to bits.
There's only one more trading pit here on the trading floor. That's the AEX pit. There's about 30 or 40 traders still in there. But around there, all the other 40 or so trading pits, they're taking that down. And they're preparing for a big party, a New Year's Eve-like party tomorrow night. And there will be a bar on the trading floor.
Ray, what about that fantastic little bar restaurant that used to be the barber shop outside? Is that going to remain?
It is remaining, but it's no longer open for business every day. They've already closed it down, but it can be open for special parties at the request when you ask Euronext about that.
Tragedy.
That's a big tragedy, actually. It's quite a nice little place.
Yeah,
it was. I've been there a few times as well. These are the stocks you need to be aware of. Ray, Frenken, thanks very much. We're going to obviously cover that story tomorrow with the celebrations at the end of Open Now quite extensively here on CNBC. Those are the main stories you need to be aware of. France Telecom and Siemens are going to be two big stories. 6 continents. I'm already looking at some downgrades there coming through. 6 continents is trading down 5% at 5.20 pence. I'm told pre-open. Cadbury's is going to update us later. ThyssenKrupp profits down but broadly in line with expectations. Flash coming through at the moment related to Orange, targeting 1,000 to 2,000 job cuts in a job cutting program. The futures look like this right now. We are trading up in positive territory across many of the markets and picked up a little bit since we last checked in, up some 0.7%. 3232 is where we're trading at the moment. Obviously the ECB is going to be a big event later on. We are going to be getting live coverage here on CNBC. Riksbank, Bank of England, ECB. Axel Threlforth up at lunchtime with all of those stories. Stay tuned though, we're going to have the live market data coming up right after this.
Real time.
You're watching Squawkbox. We're real time.
Real time data.
We're real time.
Live coverage. Real time data, live coverage, guy.